you want in the next week? Okay, we're going to work on manifesting what you want in the next week. So make sure you write it down and that it's specific. You guys know that I really love to do specificity around numbers and or clients. This is a money container. So making sure that we're always getting super specific. So what do you want to manifest in the week? So by next call. So make sure you're writing that down. Make sure that you have a tangible thing so you can look back and say, wow, that really worked, or it didn't. A part of this container is getting really clear on what works for you and what doesn't. You know, there's a million ways, okay, not a million, but there's a lot of ways to manifest, right? But we want to get clear on the things that are working for you. And for those of you that are business owners, because the majority of you are, you know, making sure that you're tracking not only what's working with manifestation and money, but also what is working in your business and what is working for you to get into a place where you can manifest what you want. And we've talked a little bit about this in this container, but also in my other containers, around getting really clear around how you tap into that highest version of yourself so you have access to that information. Okay. So right now, I want you to, you know how it is, feel into your body, drop in, take a few breaths, arriving here. Notice how you're feeling in your body. Notice if you're even carrying any tension, any tightness. How's your body feeling? Just really feeling in, arriving. And from your body, whatever you wrote down for what you're manifesting in the next week, whether that's a client, whether it's $1,000, $10,000, whether it's $500 or $5, it doesn't matter. But what matters is how you feel in your body about what you want. Okay. So how do you feel about what you want in your body right now? So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being like, it feels good. So make sure you're writing these down. It feels good when you think about what you want to manifest in the next week. And I did this specifically for a week because sometimes when we throw a time frame into it, it changes how we feel about things. So what do you want to manifest in the next week? And how does it feel in your body right now? So how good? 1 to 10. 10 being like, yes, it feels good. How possible do you feel that it is on a scale from 1 to 10? 10 being like, yes, that is totally possible. 1 being like, no, not so much. Notice how good it feels, how possible it feels, because we're going to get deep into, sorry guys, there's something on my screen. We're going to get deep into possibility today. Possibility is a powerful place to manifest from. So how good does it feel? How possible is it? 10 being like the highest, 10 being the good number. Okay, so now we're going to go through a couple. So just like make sure that you've got your pen and paper. So how much do you believe that you create your reality? And just let your body answer. Don't overthink it. Don't get into your head. Just how much do you believe you create your reality? 10 being like, yes, I believe that. Okay, next one. How much do you believe that you control how your life goes? That you are in control of how your life goes. Notice if your head says something different than your body. A lot of us would like to think logically that we believe that we're in control, or that we want to be in control of our life, and our body will have a different answer. Notice the difference. Okay, the next one. How much are you okay with being in control? And when I mean in control, I do not mean I am micromanaging and controlling every little thing. That is not what I mean. It means like I am in control of creating my reality. I am in control of the results I get in my business and my bank account. That kind of control, right? So how much are you okay with being in control of that, taking responsibility for that? And maybe those are two different questions you ask yourself. One being like, How much am I okay with being in control? Because maybe there's something around control. And how much am I okay with taking responsibility? Responsibility that I create my life. Responsibility that how my life goes is my responsibility, that I'm in control. Okay. How much on a scale from 1 to 10 are you okay with being in control of your money? Notice what comes up here, because the word control and money can have a really interesting, it can bring up a lot of interesting things. So notice from your body what is coming up. Okay, and now I want you to ask the same question. How much are you okay with taking responsibility for where you are with money? Notice what comes up. Again, 10 being the highest, I'm okay with it. And notice if your numbers are low, because if your numbers are low, you guys know there's something there to be looked at. Okay, and you can journal or you can tap, you can do whatever you want around that. But notice where these numbers are out of alignment with where you want to be, where your higher self wants to be, where the person that's making the money and has the business and the life you want. Notice if it's in alignment with that person. Because yes, this is about manifesting. It's about money work, but it's also about who you're being. And a lot of us think, oh yeah, we're thinking so logically in our brain, oh yeah, I can do that, or oh yeah, I'm going to do that, or whatever, right? But we're still being the same person and expecting a different outcome. Because the truth is when you feel good about what you want and you feel good about being in control or taking responsibility for where you are, you will raise your standards and you will become a different person. You will raise your standards, you will tighten your boundaries, and you will notice that you will start taking different action and doing different things. So this is super important because it's setting you up for how you're going to move forward in your life and business as a person, as a human. You can't just manifest a lot of money. Like you can, okay, you can manifest a lot of money. My clients do this all the time, but you cannot consistently manifest a lot of money in your business without becoming a new person. Who you are being right now, or okay, let me back up. The amount of clients you have, the money in your bank account is a reflection of who you're being right now. So with that being said, go into this experience thinking about who you want to become and what needs to change as far as who you're being and your boundaries and your standards. Okay? Super important, guys. All right. How much are you okay with taking responsibility for where your business is? And if you're not a business owner, I think most of you are, if not all of you. But if you're not, you can replace that with where life is, right? Oftentimes, we look at things and we'll say, okay, in all the areas, right? Health, business, life, relationships, where we are. And sometimes they're different, but you'll notice that if you have a pattern in one, it usually tends to show up, not in all of them, but in other ones. And a big one, and you guys know I talk about this a lot, a big one is your relationship with money is usually a reflection of your intimate relationship. So codependency, is a big one. If you're codependent in your romantic relationship, there's a good chance that codependency is carrying over to your business and or money. Okay, let's really think about that. Okay. So we're going to move into some visualization that I created just specifically for this call, but I want you to go into it two ways, the two things. The first thing is that really taking in consideration like your boundaries and your standards. A lot of you need to raise your standards, and a lot of you need to tighten your boundaries. And I say that vaguely. And honestly, if you were on the call, like I could go in deeper with you guys, but just take that in consideration. Really thinking about where am I settling? Okay, and where are my boundaries not tight? And this is with money, this is in your relationships, this is in your friendships, this is in your life, this is in your business, this is across the board. Okay. Recently, I have been going through the biggest upgrade. I go through upgrades a lot. You guys will hear me talk about this. Like, I feel like every week I'm going through something big in my identity. But the last few weeks has been a huge upgrade. So a lot of things are coming, which I'm super excited about. Transitions and new offers and new things. And I'm just so excited. Okay. So now let's ground in. Take your time. Get really, really comfortable. And actually, I think I'm gonna have you guys drop in with an eye induction to have a light trance, because I think this would be helpful for you guys. So all I want you to do is I want you to stare directly in front of you. So find a spot, whatever's in front of you, a wall or a window or a curtain, whatever's directly in front of you. And now I want you to take your eyes and I want you to roll them up. So you're looking at a spot that's like higher than eye level. So your head is staying eye level, but your eyes are rolled up. And I want you to just continue to stare at that spot. And you'll notice immediately that your eyes start to strain, your eyes will start to flutter. Just stay with it, stay with your breath. Just looking at it, noticing that maybe things in your peripheral vision get blurry. Stay with it. Notice that your eyes start to get heavy, they start to blink and shift and flutter, and just stay with it. Stay with it as long as you need to, until you feel like you just want to close your eyes and lock them shut. Lock them shut in a way where it feels like, I just want to close my eyes, and then they're locked, zipped, tight, shut. And now you're in the most peaceful, comforting place. Notice the breathing that happens, like your breath is probably changed. Notice if your body wants to move, and just arrive fully here. Okay. Now, I want you to go to a place, and don't overthink this. Just allow your brain to take you wherever you want to go, because we do brain-body connection here. So we do stuff with the brain. A place, and imagine this place. It's a place where you go where anything is possible. So this could be a cartoon, or it could be a real place. It could be imagined. Just allow and trust your brain to take you where you need to go. And if you have trouble visualizing, that's okay. Just pretend. A lot of times, if we get stuck in visualization, we might notice other things come up, like, okay, I feel it. Like for me, I'm a big feeling person. It took me a lot to learn how to visualize. Well, whatever that means, but it was not something that came natural to me. So for me, when I would visualize, I would get glimpses, but it was more of a feeling. So just notice that wherever you are, it's perfect. There's no right or wrong way to do this, okay? And that's really important for you guys to know. There's no right or wrong way. So we're going to a place where anything is possible, okay? And just trust that you're there. Notice what it looks like. Visualize it, feel it, whatever feels right for you. You're in a place where anything can happen, anything is possible. And what's really important is that I want you to really bring in that feeling of possibility and childlike curiosity, because we've all experienced this feeling of like awe, wonder, anything's possible. Almost like there might even be some adventure in there. I want you to bring up those feelings while you're in this place, because we're infusing the feeling with this visualized place. Okay. And notice if the place changes. A lot of times when I do this and I bring in feelings, the place will change or the colors will change. So just notice. Again, no right or wrong way to do it. Just notice what comes up and what happens. Notice if your body wants to move. Notice if you even feel a little resistancy being here. Sometimes we get really resistancy with just dropping in, and that's okay too. Just noticing, not judging. Okay. Now imagine you are there, and you might have already been there, but for those of you that weren't already there, you are there in this place where anything is possible. Notice how you walk. Notice how you hold your body. Notice how you breathe. Notice as much about you in this place as you can. Are you sitting? Are you standing? Are you smiling? Are you in the first person? Are you watching yourself from third person? There's no right or wrong. Just notice. Now I want you to notice the difference between the version of you that's in this place where anything's possible and how you're currently showing up in your life and business. Because I guarantee you that there is a difference. Maybe they're lighter, maybe they're more confident, maybe they have better boundaries. Just notice the difference. And if you struggle with this part, go back to how they're holding their body physiologically. That's always a good way in. How are you holding your body? And for some of you, you'll want to start holding your body like that. Good, merge with that person. Start holding your body like that. See if you can get into the first person where you can see your hands. That is super powerful. When you are visualizing what you want and you can see your hands, that is a surefire way to know that you're super close to it. But if you can't, that's okay. Just be, don't force it. Just be where you can be. So if you're seeing yourself from the third person, that's okay. It's close enough, right? We're not forcing anything here. We are going as fast and as deep as your brain and body will allow you to go. Okay? Notice this version of you in this place where anything's possible. Okay? How do you feel? Sensationally, but also emotionally. Like, is your body open? Is your body tight? Is your body loose? Does there feel like there's space within your being? I know that sounds weird, but like, do you feel like there's space or constriction? Because we're going for space. That's where we want to be. Anything's possible. I have the space to hold that. Okay? So now I want you to think about from this place where you're like, anything is possible. I can have anything I want, can do anything I want. Whatever I want, it's mine. From this place, I want you to think about how you're currently showing up in your life and business. And just notice if anything comes up when I ask this question. Something may not come up, and that's okay. But just notice what happens if I say, what needs to change to get what you want this week? Just notice. Something may come up, something may not. We're just here to notice. We're here to honor the wisdom that our brain and body have for us. Yeah. Now, from this place, I want you to imagine, pretend this is your movie, your cartoon, your whatever. Like, you can create, this is your place. You can create whatever you want in this place, whatever colors, whatever things, whatever, like maybe there's plants or animals around, maybe there's a waterfall, whatever feels good. The more visions, like visualizations you can bring in that make you feel good, the better. Okay, so just notice if anything changes. Okay, from this place, imagine yourself getting what you want in the next week. And I want you to notice if this part feels easy. Like, is it easy for you to imagine getting what you want, or is there resistance there? And if there's resistance there, not right now, but afterwards, or go back and watch the replay or whatever, write down why. And you guys know this, if there's resistance, there's usually a fear. So the question would then be, what do I fear would happen if I got what I wanted in a week? But if it's easy, like, yeah, I can imagine myself getting that. You're there, embody it now. See yourself having it. See yourself as already it's done. I have the clients, I have the money, I have the life, I have the relationship, whatever it is. I have the freedom, I have the time, whatever. It's done. In the place, it is done. Okay? Notice if your body wants to shift. That's a really good sign. Like my body's shifting a lot. Notice if your body wants to shift. It's a good sign that you're moving energy and you're moving into new energy. Okay. Notice how you feel in your body now from a sensational standpoint, but also emotional, having what you want. How does it feel? Feel it in your body, see it, taste it, touch it, as many senses that you can bring in. See that now. Feel that now. Be there now. Your body and your unconscious and subconscious cannot tell the difference between real and imagined. That's why we're doing this. Feel it in your body now. It's done. Anything is possible here. You can have anything that you want in this place. You can have it. Now notice what needs to change. And I said this vaguely for a reason. So it could be what needs to change in this imagination and this place. Because if you're really struggling to attach, okay, I already have what I want and it feels really good, then maybe you need to change the visualization to make it more supportive. But it also could be what needs to change in your life. Again, with your boundaries and your standards and how you're showing up. What needs to change? What actions are dropping in for you? Where do you need to set higher standards? Where do you need to place better boundaries? Where do you need to treat yourself better? That's a big one. Where are you not treating yourself well or putting yourself first? A lot of us, especially women that are mamas, we tend to not put ourselves first because society has told us that we should not do that. But guys, when we put ourselves first and we fill our cup up, we have so much more to give. We become a better partner, a better mother, a better daughter, a better brother, husband, whatever. We become better at everything, including manifestation, and better in our business. Okay? What do you need to do next to get what you want this week? Notice what drops in. Just notice. Yeah. Just notice. Okay. Now when you're ready, you can come back to the here and now.